Why, hello there. Unhinged individual here. I found my old Canon little handheld camera, so I'm using that to record. It's got 16 megapixels on it. I'm sure this footage looks and sounds amazing, but for nostalgia's sake, thought I'd record something on it. And I want to talk to you about music in public spaces today, specifically the music at my gym and other gyms and other establishments around my area. So I live in Pietarsaari, Finland, which is a little town. There's about 20,000 people living here or something like that last time I checked. And it's a nice place to live. When you go to certain places, there's like background music, as there usually is nowadays, whether you go to a restaurant, cafe, gym, as I mentioned, a store, they always have some kind of music playing. I also work at a grocery store, which I've been doing for a couple months now, and I've been noticing the same songs playing at my grocery store as in my gym. And as I've come to understand, because I made a complaint about how bad the music was, it's like very generic pop music. And it's just not very fun to listen to because it's bad and generic. So I complained to the owners of the place and I said, why do you guys have this music playing that's just bad? Like, the music is bad and it's making my experience worse, not just because of the poor quality craftsmanship of the music, which brings down the quality of the overall experience of working out in this gym, in your establishment, but because the same songs loop over and over, creating this kind of fever dream, dissociative loop effect, which I'm not a fan of at all. So I was thinking about ways to like illustrate how frustrating this is, because I don't think a lot of people care. A lot of people have headphones on in the gym, or they might just not pay attention to the music as much. For example, my girlfriend, she says, well, why do you care so much? I don't even hear the music. And it's like, well, I guess I'm autistic or something because I can't not hear it. And I thought lighting might be a good example. If you went into an expensive restaurant, and the gym isn't that expensive, I'm paying like $40 a month for that gym membership. That's pretty reasonable for a quality gym. The place is clean and great otherwise. But when I'm coming in there, compare if you think about like an expensive restaurant, like I said, you step in there and then the lighting is off. What if you went into a restaurant and your food is great, the experience is great, other than they have super cold, like LED lighting, like in a hospital, and because of the lighting, it's super distracting, and you want something that's a little more cozy, a little more inviting, a little more low key. There's like, it's like a very intrusive and kind of oppressive aura and vibe when you are eating your food under these super bright like hospital lights. You know what I mean? It's like, and some people might say, well, it doesn't really matter the lighting as long as I'm enjoying my food. Well, it does matter, because that's a huge part of how you perceive the experience, how you experience the food. It's like if the lighting is shitty, then the lighting constitutes like 30% of the enjoyment of the overall restaurant experience, then you ruin the experience, or you're bringing it down significantly. And that's what I experienced with the gym music. Like, they just play anything. And it's not even like AI generated music, which I have heard some AI generated tracks on the radio. And I know I haven't even gotten to like what it actually is, what the music is. But I'll get to that now. It's pop music that they've like engineered in a laboratory to sound as generic as possible, and I'm not kidding. It's like they took the skeleton of like the most popular chart-topping songs from 2010 to 2015, and they took that skeleton, took like copied the instrumental one to one like as well as they could, and then put the most generic bullshit vocals on top. The lyrics are absolutely brain dead, let me tell you. It's all about like, let's party tonight forever, which doesn't make any sense. Like, how can tonight be forever? You know what I mean? And all this, like all the cliches, like love songs, a song about instant gratification, like instant gratification is what I need to be satisfied. What are you talking about? That's not what I need to be satisfied. I don't need any more instant gratification. I got my fucking phone and TV and everything's instant gratification nowadays. Go fuck yourself. You know, it's like when people in advertising, they're like old people who make advertisements in like marketing boards on all companies ever in like the Western world. They're like, what do the kids think? We need to appeal to the kids. Kids are on their phone a lot. So we're gonna put phones in the advertisement. And it's like, well, I don't want to look at a person looking at a phone or an advertisement that's like vertical to look like a TikTok. Like, I don't give a fuck. If I'm gonna be forced to look at an advertisement when I want to, you know, look at something on YouTube on the internet, then at least have it be something valuable to me that doesn't absolutely waste my fucking time like everything else. You know, have it be like something beautiful, something low key, something that's like, oh, this is like an oasis in the midst of all this fucking mental chaos that it creates, you know, this like constant impressions. And that's what the music is doing as well. When you go to the gym, it's like someone's pushing that kind of agenda in your face, like in the background. And what I would prefer is music that's maybe like instrumental or some kind of, I don't know, something that's not oppressive with its like forced positivity, like toxic, totally heartless, soulless, trying to appeal to the widest array of people possible kind of sound. It's disgusting to me. It's absolutely disgusting. And so when I go to the gym, I put up with it. You know, it's not like it gets in the way of me exercising, but I can't deny that it absolutely pisses me off. And I feel like it's almost supposed to piss you off sometimes, because I get so angry that I lift. I'm like, fuck this music. And then I lift effectively. So maybe that's the point, actually, to like psychologically torture you with terrible, soulless pop like copies, so you get really pissed off until you exercise harder. That might be the point, actually. Now that I think about it, that's probably the point. But I don't know, I'm tired of people treating music, like background music in an establishment, as something that's just negligible, and it doesn't matter what it is because, oh, it's just in the background. But it's not in the background, it's in the foreground. It's loud, they have like bass, sub bass boxes in every corner. It goes then it's like playing the most, blaring this terrible music day in, day out, the same songs, like a 2-hour fucking loop every time you go to the gym. And I like to work out like twice or like 5 times a week at most. When I have these like super streaks of like 2 months, I work out 5 days a week, 4 days a week. You can imagine how many fucking times I hear the same song, and it drives me nuts. Like AI generated instrumental fucking deep house would be 1,000,000 times better. So much better. It would feel like fucking nectar from the gods raining onto my soul. Just bliss, you know, compared to that absolute mental prison bullshit. And I realize I'm like really overreacting and turning this into like a bigger deal than it has to be. But at the same time, the passion is real and the problem is real. I don't like this kind of shit. I'm passionate about music, and I'm passionate about exercise, the problem could be solved so easy. But the issue is also that the speakers that people use at these establishments, the same people who make the speaker system and install them bring the music. So and there's something about the law where you can't play a radio channel because then it's like infringing upon some copyright or some bullshit where you need to pay extra for that, or you need to be have some kind of license. And I understand people want to go with the cheapest option just to have some kind of music going, but I'd rather have silence. I'd rather have silence and listen to people fucking fart, burp, like screaming in the gym, like these guys who grunt and scream and shit. I'd rather listen to that and have complete silence and have people be able to hear my insecure fucking gulps when a guy with a big cock comes into the room than have this stupid soulless music. Fuck that.